Hi guys, welcome back to what's on my plate. So for tonight, I'm making a very flavorful cabbage soup. It's going to be delicious and you're going to love it. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started with my cabbage soup. It's going to be such a great meal. Besides it being healthy, it's just so delicious. So I have one large head of cabbage. So we're going to chop that up. We're going to be using a lemon, and I have 3 stalks of celery, which I'm going to dice up. So I already cut them in little pieces, and now I'm going to go ahead and start chopping this. Okay. Okay, finish this. Okay, so that's 3 stalks of diced celery. That's done. Okay, I have 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and chop these, just a rough chop. Okay. Just chop it up nice and small if you can. I just like to do a rough chop and then make it as small as I can. Okay, so that's 2 cloves of garlic. That's all done. Okay, we need 1 medium onion, and I'm going to dice this up. So I'll do that after. And then I have 3 large carrots. So you probably need about 3 to 4 carrots. And I'm going to dice this up as well. So I usually just cut it in half. And then I cut it in half again. And again. Okay, and then just dice this up. Okay, so I'm going to do that for all of this. I'm going to dice up my onion. It doesn't have to be finely diced, but it depends. I cut my onion in different ways. So I'll just slice it like that, and then I just do that. Okay, so I'm going to do all of my onion and the rest of my carrots. So I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to start chopping up this big cabbage. And then the soup, as long as everything is chopped and ready to go, it's basically just some broth, some sauteing, some seasoning, and the soup comes together in no time. So we'll get to those steps next. Okay, so all my carrots are diced up, my onion, my celery, my garlic. So now I'm going to start chopping up my cabbage. That's the next step. Okay, so my vegetables I set aside because they're all chopped. So I cut my cabbage in half. We need the whole cabbage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it in half again. Okay. And then you have to remove the core over here. So I just slice it off. Okay. And then this one doesn't really have one because I didn't cut it right in half. So then we'll just remove the core, and then I'll... Okay, so since everything is cut in half and ready to go, I'm not going to cut it in big chunks because I do not want big chunks. You can cut it in whatever size you want. So I'm just going to slice it this way. So these are about a 1/4 inch thick pieces right now, but again, or a little bigger. So just cut it in the size that you want. because I just don't want to scoop it up with my spoon and have like these big pieces hanging over the spoon. It's just, you know, not going to be fun. And then just cut it again. Okay, so I am going to do this for all the pieces. I'm going to put these in my colander. I'm going to rinse them off and make sure they're nice and clean, and then we will start putting the soup together. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish chopping this up. Okay, just showing you again. So I just cut it in slices, and then I go ahead and slice it again. Okay, and then this is all of it, plus the other bowl. So it's a lot. It's a large cabbage. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off, as I said. And I also have some fresh dill I'm going to chop. We need about like 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. So I'm going to get to that next. And then I will wash this and then get my dill and start chopping that. Okay, so I have some fresh dill here. So we're not going to need that much. We're just going to get a little bit off of here. So it's probably about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of fresh dill. So just chop that up. Okay, and that's going to go in our delicious soup. And the rest of the dill, I'm chopping up and I freeze it. So there's more, if you could see. I'm going to chop it up and freeze it like I always do, so I always have extra when I need it. Okay, so now we're going to get to the step of sauteing everything and getting the soup together. Okay, so I'm getting all my seasoning ready. So in this bowl I have 2 teaspoons of sea salt, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and my Italian seasoning consists of marjoram, oregano, thyme, rosemary, savory, basil, and sage. So that's 2 teaspoons of that. And then I have a half a teaspoon of paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, black pepper, a teaspoon of turmeric, a half a teaspoon of ground mustard, a half a teaspoon of cumin, an 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and we have 1 bay leaf going in as well. So that's everything that's in here. So let's get sauteing right now. Okay, so in a very large pot, we're going to heat up 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, so that's going to heat up, and then we are going to add our carrots, celery, and our onion, and we're going to have them saute for about a few minutes until the carrot is a little bit softened, just a little bit, and the onion is translucent. So we're going to just heat this up on a medium-high heat. And then just let it saute for a few minutes. Okay. And then we'll start adding all our other stuff in here. Okay, so my vegetables have sauteed for about 5 minutes or so. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to add our fresh dill. And the dill is about 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons fresh dill. And then we're going to add all the seasoning. All the seasoning. Okay, we're going to mix this up. And it's a complex flavor in here. It has so many nice, like so much seasoning that just pairs well together. It's going to just taste amazing. Okay, so just saute this for about another minute or so, because we're also going to add the garlic. Okay, so add the garlic in and mix this up. Okay, since the seasoning went in and the garlic, it's about a minute or two. So basically we don't want the garlic to burn, and it's not going to burn. Okay, so now we're gonna start adding our cabbage in here. Okay, and it's a lot of cabbage. See? Okay, that's not it. There's still more. Okay. All right, there's all the cabbage. That's why you need a big pot to get all of it to fit in. Okay, just blend this up. This is going to be so delicious. Okay, and the next thing is we are going to add our broth. So I have vegetable broth here, and it's a whole container, 32 ounces. Okay, it's 30. Okay, just mix this up. Okay. That's 8 cups. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up. And the cabbage is gonna wilt. And it exudes a lot of water as well. The cabbage just on its own. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're adding 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes. So let me get this open. Okay. Whole can of fire roasted tomatoes. Okay. Just mix it up again. You need to let it get to a boil, and then after it boils, we reduce the heat and we put the lid on and we simmer it for approximately 25 minutes, maybe 30. And then we will taste it. If you think it needs more salt, that's when we add it in. And in the end, we're gonna finish it off with some lemon juice. Look how good that looks. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so let me just give you a quick close-up. Doesn't that look so good? So let it get to a boil, the lid goes on, simmer it 25 to 30 minutes on a simmer, and then we will get to the next step and we'll add the lemon juice and finish off the soup. Okay, so it just got to a boil, and I just wanted to show you and tell you that I did add a bay leaf in here. So it's like right over here. So I'm just gonna put the lid on and let it simmer. Okay, so my soup is done. It actually only needed 20 minutes of cook time, not even 25. So what you do is don't forget to get the bay leaf out. It's very hot. Okay, get the bay leaf out. Now, I'm not adding any more salt to my soup because I did taste it while it was cooking, and it does not need more salt. You think it might need salt, but I would taste it twice before you add any salt because it's not going to need it. Now, lemon juice is optional because the soup by itself right now is amazing. So if you add lemon juice to it, it's only going to bring it, it's going to give it a little tang, and it's going to bring out every flavor of the soup. All the ingredients that we put in there, the cumin, the turmeric, all the spices, the lemon juice will bring that to your palate. That's the difference. But the way it is just fine. You do not need to add the lemon juice. I like to add the lemon juice because I have a lemon. So if you don't have one, it's fine. So it's 1 whole lemon. I'm squeezing all the juice in here. I know some of the pits fell in here. I'm just gonna dig them out after. So I'm just doing a whole lemon. Remember, this was a large cabbage, so this is a lot of soup. And because I used the lemon, I did grate some of the lemon skin, and I'm just going to add a little bit of it in here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and scoop out my pits real quick. So I'll do that off camera. Okay, so now that all my lemon juice is in here, I'm going to mix it up. And it's ready to be plated. Look how good this looks. If you feel like you want more juice in the soup, go ahead and add more broth, but it doesn't need it. So this is a very filling, tasty soup, and you are going to love it. So I'm going to plate it, and I will take a picture of it. And I thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. And here is a close-up so you can see how delicious it looks. Just remember, if you don't want to add the lemon juice, you don't need to, but it adds a different flavor. So thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. So I'm scooping it in my plate. You can see how delicious it looks. Look at all that. Look how good that looks. So I'll take a picture and I will show you. Okay, so here's my soup. It's plated. Looks delicious and it tastes amazing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.